again, surviving my 80s, and today I just want to start out by thanking a few people, and thank you for my new subscribers, and thank you, Renee, for my package that came, and she sent me some tinctures, and tinctures are herbs extracted in menstruum. And the menstruum that she used was alcohol, probably brandy. And then you soak those herbs and then strain them and bottle them, decant them. Okay, it's ginger and it's licorice. And these two things, and there's others like black pepper and some other ones, they help facilitate you to absorb other, like I was taking the herbal antibiotic. Well, these will help facilitate that, to really absorb it and to use it. Like when we use turmeric, we want to use it with black pepper because you're going to absorb more of the goodness of the turmeric when you put that in there. Well, these do that. But let me tell you, there's other menstruums besides alcohol. There's vinegar. Well, water extracts too. But there's vinegar, there's alcohol, and there's honey. We don't think of that usually as a menstruum, but it is. And let me tell you something else. I told you a little bit yesterday on the video, but a pound of honey has 1,333 calories in it, but a pound of your white sugar has 1,748 calories. So quite a bit more in white sugar, and you're not getting all of these good enzymes, minerals, and vitamins in your sugar like you are your honey. Okay, so, and Janet, you told me you bought some honey with figs in it. Well, what your honey is doing, it's extracting all the goodness from the figs. You can leave the figs in there and use them individually, you know, one at a time, or however you want to do it, or in cooking or whatever. Or you could strain them off, but use the figs and both the honey. And it has to be in there in the honey at least a month. Okay, another thing is, I've done it with like rose petals. And it's better if you can put fresh in there than dried, but you can use both. But like if you did fresh rose petals when you took them off, you could put the rose petals in your tea. What a good addition that would be. Okay, now what I really wanted to show you is we have this orange tree, and we have a bumper crop this year, and we're apt to still have oranges on the tree. We usually are eating our last one in June. Well, maybe the end of May. So I don't know. I've really got to be creative this year to use them all so that they don't go to waste. So yesterday, and in the past, I've made a lot of, oh shoot. It eludes me. The jam, oh goodness. Anyway, the jam that you make out of oranges, only it's not jam. And I love it, but it's got a lot of sugar in it. So I don't want to do that this year. And what I did then, I got to thinking, oh well, I could can them. And so I did. And then after I canned these, I read on the internet that they were apt to, well, someone had canned some orange juice and how bitter it was and how awful. So I thought, well, I don't want to go to all the trouble in canning more if they're not good. And so I'm going to taste some, and we've been tasting them. And yes, they're good. And so sweet, but there's no sugar in them. No sugar, no honey. What we did, we peeled the oranges. I took off as much as the white. It's the white stuff that makes them bitter. So you want to get as much of that off as you can. I put the little sections in the jars. While I was doing that, Tom was making orange juice. And he got about a little less than 4 cups of orange juice, and then it was so thick, his orange juice, that I put a little water in it, and then I filled up, poured it onto my 7 jars, and I water bathed them for, actually, we got a little mixed up. I was going to do it for 10 minutes. You count from when it starts boiling, and I was going to do the 10 minutes. Well, I walked in the other room, I turned on the timer, it started boiling, I turned on the timer, went in the other room, and then I came in to check. Well, actually, the timer then began to beep. I came in, and I could smell gas, and it wasn't on. So we had to start over, and what had happened, it came up to the boil, I hit the timer again, and then I watched them. Well, it was such a boil that it came out, some leaked out even though I had the lid on, and it put the fire out. So then I realized, oh, I've got to turn down the heat where it'll keep boiling, but not enough to put out the fire. So that's what I did. So I know they went a little over 10 minutes, which didn't hurt. And then, of course, I let them sit with the rings on, and then this morning I took the rings off, washed them up, and they're all ready now to put on the shelf. I'll put the year on them, the date, because I don't want to I want to use them up. And so, you know, you usually can, and you think, oh, this winter we're going to have such nice things to eat. Well, now, starting about June, I'll have such nice oranges still to use.